Welcome to this chapter of the St. Andrew Society of Detroit's Oral History Project. This project was the undertaking of the Charles S. Lowe Memorial Library Committee to capture members' recollections of the society. Recorded in January of 2018, these are the memories of Steve Nesbitt, former Society Secretary and Klan Coordinator for the Highland Games. Steve, for you as a Society member of the St. Andrew Society of Detroit, how did it start?
Back in, I think it was 1999 or 2000, I went to my first Highland Festival out at Greenmead and noticed that my clan was not there. And that's when I decided to get involved with the St. Andrew Society.
Tell me what you had to go through to get the Nesbitt clan there at the games, and what is it like there at Clan Row?
Well, I had to ask permission from the clan, and that started roughly in 2003. Been working with the clans ever since. I had to ask permission from the national organization to bring the clan there. That's the right way to do things. And then ever since then, I've been representing Clan Nesbitt. So now I've been in charge of the clans with the festival for at least a good 10 years.
Tell me, while at the games you have the tent all set up, typically what do you have in the tent?
The information that we carry in the Nesbitt tent is information about our clan, the clan's history. We have a pedigree of our clan chief. Along with that pedigree is our DNA program, which matches up his DNA with group number 1 and all the other descendants who are a part of group 1. There are 3 different groups within the Nesbitt Society, a part of our DNA project, and it depends on where in Scotland of which group you come from. The thing that's nice about the Nesbitt's DNA program is through that program, we've been able to track our migration worldwide, which we didn't know was going to happen until many years later, that we're able to see where in America or worldwide, where the name has gone, how it's transpired over time. We also have a picture of our clan chief. We've been able to track our DNA worldwide in the different spellings of our last name. There's only roughly 45 different spellings of our last name that's a part of our clan. There are no other surnames attached to our clan. And only in about 2004 or so were we deemed a clan instead of a lowland family. The Standing Council of Scottish Chiefs deemed us officially as our own separate clan, and that our chief is a part of.
At the games, the tents are set up there at Clan Row. Have you ever experienced somebody coming out to the games having great interest in particularly the Nesbitt clan? Are you able to help them with some initial information to at least get them on a footing to start researching their genealogy and to become involved?
I have always met Nesbitts at the festivals, whether they're current members or new descendants that I've not met before. If I can't help them, we always send them down to the genealogy chat and vice versa. It's a good mix for the people that come to the festival, as well as for the Nesbitt Society and the other clans, to have the genealogy a part of that.
What are your overall impressions of the games?
It's a good thing for the public. It's a good thing for the society because it shows people our culture and our heritage. And all it takes is one generation to drop the ball on that culture and heritage. And that culture and heritage is lost forever. And that's why it's important, no matter what nationality you may be, it's important we teach our children our culture and our heritage. Doesn't matter whether you're from Scotland, it's important you teach the children your culture because it is very much interwoven with our history. And if you don't watch how you do things, you're doomed to repeat it, and not in a nice way. But you can learn from those and move forward in a positive manner.
Off the top of your head, what would you estimate the size of the crowds that come out to the most recent games?
I'd have to say between 6,000 and 8,000 people, and that's something that we normally get on a regular basis over the past 10, 12 years that I've been a part of the festival.
Steve, a word that people often misconstrue is the word ceilidh. What is a ceilidh?
A ceilidh is a festival of music and food, and that's all it means. It's a Gaelic word, and with the Gaelic language, I think there's only about 12 or 13 letters in their alphabet, so a lot of sounds are blended together to give you that sound.
Tell us about the ceilidh there at Greenmead. What goes on?
Well, there's lots of bands, different styles of Scottish music. There's lots of Scottish beer, lots of scotch, and people having a good time, enjoying the Scottish culture. That's what it was meant to be.
That's a huge tent, and it's pretty full, isn't it?
Yes. I know they probably try to sell about 1,000 tickets, and they usually do. I've been involved with the festival for quite some time, and it's something that, to my dying day, that I will always do. I enjoy working with the clans. It's something I'm proud of. There's Best Tent Trophy that is in memory of my dad and my grandfather for having the best of the best, of how they greet the public, how they greet children, because once again, that goes back to teaching our children our culture and our heritage. What information do they have? What verbal history they can give to the judge that's coming to that tent that tells them who that clan is? Because each individual clan has their own history, and it's unique to the region that that clan comes from. One clan's history is definitely not another clan's. They may come from the same area, but their traditions are completely different in how they do things, how they greet people, and that goes back hundreds of years. Yeah, today things have all been lumped into one thing of what we think Scotland is. But back then, people kept to their own clan.
What are your impressions here of the Kilgore Center?
It's one of the best things that's happened to this society in a long time. When I joined, there wasn't St. Andrew's Hall. It had been sold for many years, and I felt kind of left out. And now that the Kilgore Center is part of the St. Andrews Society, it's a place that we can meet on a regular basis and call our home and call our own. And the things that go on here, such as Highland dancing on a regular basis and the fellowship that we share at our meetings, is fantastic.
And the society does a lot of work. Being a 501c3, there's a lot of charities that we give money to annually.
Well, I do know that the money that we raise from the Highland Games all goes to help people less fortunate than themselves. I used to be quite versed on most of the charities that the society donated monies to, but I'm not so good at that anymore. But I do know that we do give money to Alma Highland College up in Alma, Michigan, and I know some of our monies go as far as Scotland for some of the programs in Scotland to help people less fortunate than ourselves. Well, I do know that we do help cleaners out, but part of that is the many other charities that we give to. It's just not one. There are many, and there are so many I can't be even begin to say which ones they are, because that's how many there are.
Do you enjoy meetings?
When I do get there, I do enjoy the fellowship with other members from the society.
When you came in today, you were carrying some books, bringing them back to the library. Tell me how you have enjoyed the library, how it's been helpful to you.
I've used the books that I brought in. They were for the Highland Festival this past summer. We also have a welcome center that's a part of the clan area. And what we promote in the program is the Clan Celtic Center. And those books are basically on tartans and the clans of Scotland, specifically for that. And it does help the people find their clans. When they start asking specific information about what clan they belong to or genealogy questions is when we send them to the genealogy tent. But all those books were dealing with clan information and tartans.
Do you ever just come over yourself to read books here in the library, do research?
Not the way I'd like to. Our clan is so small, there's not enough information in one specific spot. Most of the stuff that I find that's clan-oriented is on the internet. And I'm so involved with my own clan that all I really have to do is go to our website at ibideit.org.
Tell me about some of the traditions of the society that you think are important.
When I first joined the society, we always got together at a church for installation of officers, and it was always a formal event. And that is something that I think has gone by the wayside a little bit. Been to Jefferson Avenue Presbyterian, and afterwards there was a tea, and the fellowship was really good. And that's the year I was installed as secretary of the society. I think I want to say that was 2006 or 7.
Is there anything that I haven't asked that you'd like to mention?
If it weren't for me being involved with St. Andrew's Society and getting involved with Scottish culture.
Can you think of one thing that, whether it was at the tent or maybe at a meeting or at one of the games somewhere, something funny that ever happened?
For myself, yeah. When I first got involved with society, I thought I'd really like to get involved with heavy athletics and thought I could lift a caber. Until my second year with the society, I saw it took 3 Marines, because we had a platoon of Marines from Selfridge Air National Guard Base help us set up for the games. And it took 3 of them to lift one caber. I said I could train for a whole year and not be able to lift one of those puppies. So that idea just went right out the window. And that's when I was much younger than I am now.
This presentation of the St. Andrews Society of Detroit's Oral History Project was produced by Van Rohr for the St. Andrews Society of Detroit's Library Committee under the direction of Dennis Clements. current chairperson, and Shelby Brown Rohr, current St. Andrews Society of Detroit's communication director. This project celebrates the 169th year of the St. Andrews Society of Detroit. Salante.